So obviously in the pandemic, I'm like staying at home a lot, and we get a lot of deliveries, packages arriving, work related apparently. And I have to say, I open the door and the delivery driver is like by the gate, and I go like that, and he nods back. You know, well, because of the pandemic, they're almost going, and they've got a lot of orders, and sometimes I go like that if he looks friendly. And then I go down and look at the package, pick out the package, shut the door, job done. But the other day I was right by the door and I opened it, and the guy was, I don't know how he did it, he'd rang the bell and he was already in his van, and he was leaning out of his van and he was nodding. So he must have done 100 metres in 0.01 seconds, and he was gone. I mean, it was very nice of him to nod, I felt, but they're doing a lot more nodding out, like leaning out the van, and it's quite dangerous in my street because you get a lot of oncoming traffic, and my house is on the bend, and it's, you know, it's very busy, and you know, I appreciate the drivers don't want to get corona, but they might get a car crash instead and end up in hospital for a different reason, because the way they drive is quite like lunatics. You know, nodding and driving forward, it's dangerous. I mean, I did yell at the guy, don't nod, just go, you know, but he still managed to do it. I mean, I think they must practice in front of the mirror, the nodding bit. And then another time I opened the door and the guy was there, and I said, what are you doing there? I mean, I've got used to them being at least 3 to 6 metres apart, and you know, he had the mask just below his nose, and immediately I identified him as someone who was in COVID denial. So I stepped back and fell over, which was a bit embarrassing, but you know, and he gave me the thing to sign. So I did that, and I actually washed my hands for 60 seconds. I felt it was quite appropriate. But you get all these drivers who obviously some do believe, some don't believe. And, you know, the guy who came to the door with the thing had his mask below his nose. And that's how you can tell they're COVID deniers. I mean, they're not really, I mean, sometimes you see them with the mask like half on, half off. It's a bit like the difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. I'm not quite sure how far low below the nose it becomes tax avoidance, but I wasn't going to go into that with this particular driver. I don't mind if they just leave the package as long as I get the package and drive off without nodding, because we don't want too many accidents near our bollards. Cheers.